But you're right. I should get the stream started. So I will. Sitting up. Hello, everybody. I'm with a dragon. But this dragon's sad. Still capable of protecting you from the rain, I guess. Alrighty, we're in the Ultιmα Thules. Stuff is gonna get crazy.
Gonna get crazy.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
Interesting. I can hear Vortil's voice.
No. I have I turned Mount BGM on for my main character. And then as a result, it kept it on for Viola.
Oh. Yeah, I think that, I know that. Yeah, that happens. That because it's a setting that is spread throughout all characters.
Yeah, so it's an account-wide setting. Easy enough to fix, but it just sort of threw me for a second. I'm just like, what the hell? Oh wait, you did this. I will typically prefer zone music, particularly like if I'm somewhere like here. But
yes.
now and again, I'll be like, I need to get rocked by some. So like, I'll pull out the Kefka mount and go nuts, or I'll pull out the Final Fantasy VI Walker mech that they hand you at the end of A Realm Reborn, and that might be my favorite version of that song. And just fly around, no direction, just let the song hit you, and then you're flying somewhere. Flying still feels good.
I've had mount music turned off since A Realm Reborn, and I've never turned it back on. And that's a me thing, but it's because I got really sick of hearing the Chocobo music all the time. Because at the time, there were not a whole lot of mounts in A Realm Reborn, so it was that or the other generic mount tracks. So I was like, I don't want to listen to either of these. I like the calm music of just going through Central Thanaland and listening to the brass instruments go off.
I do typically agree with you. Also, when you use the Mount Roulette button and you have your Chocobo on you, it's like Russian roulette. Because
yes,
maybe you'll get a banger track, maybe you'll get the Susano mount, or maybe you'll get the trumpets knocking you off your Chocobo as soon as you pull the damn thing out. If you do actually, that's...
I just I want to listen to that.
Yeah. Apparently, if you let the song cook, it's good. But I'm like, I'm not sitting through this opening.
I mean, this is not a bad song, but I'm not listening to it every time I'm going on a fucking mount. I just want to listen to the world theme.
Yeah. And then there's always a good ambience that comes with the tracks in the background for these games. I also enjoy the day-night stuff that they put in. I mean, then you have stuff like Ultιmα Thule, where like the background music is like the point, and then you have stuff like there are some places that like the background track is like you get Lahi in Raktika Greyhood, right? You're just like, I am not listening to Chocobo's song if I could be listening to Lahi. And yeah, I'm on about it. Talk about this and living memory anyway. Yeah, I know part of the fun is, it's like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're gonna get. There are. You've gone to Bender. There are some mounts that should have better music too. Like when I pull out the Shadowkeeper mount, it does not play E10. It plays some generic music, which is one of the most missed shots I can think of.
I can think of many others, but it is a pretty big missed shot.
I feel like they could have given us that, but it's fine. Are we Choco today, or are we My Life is Misery, so you Japanese? Now, Mount Roulette in general is sort of its own game, where you don't know what you're gonna pull. Sometimes it's Ravana, and you're like, hell yeah. Sometimes it's Cabbage Patch Kids Mount. All right, so here's Al End, who is the most depressed dragon here. And our thought is, if we could cheer him up, then everybody else will be cheered up. Because that's how things work in Ultιmα Thule.
Tell him a joke.
He remaineth as he was when I first approached, entombed in melancholy.
I see. Perhaps I could...
I'll handle this.
Oof. Heaven's Word organ just slapping. This is the Vault's theme, actually.
So, waiting to die like all the others, are you?
I'll handle this. Hey, stupid dragon. Yeah, I mean that's like what I'm on about. Elaborate Quest Not doesn't use the bass music. There's a lot of mounts that do not use the music that you get it from, and I feels like that would be a given for getting the mount. I think the Arcasadora mount is like that too. Just like, why am I not rocking the hell out right now? Anyway.
So you say. Yet your kind has found a new beginning on our star. One of you braved the Expanse, bearing with him a clutch of eggs. They and their children now rule our skies, their song heard by all. They suffered much, and repaid their suffering in kind. Had your brethren made the selfsame choice, my family might still be alive. Yet lasting peace does not come to those who simply retreat from conflict. No, you must be willing to confront it, to stare into the face of your foe, and see yourself in him. Only then can you break the cycle of torment and tragedy. This lesson, a dear friend taught me at the risk of his life. There is no nobility in your penance. You wallow in self-pity. And after everything we've endured, we will not let you stop us. Stay back!
Sin.
rest is up to you.
No! Not Estinian too!
There's a wind. He's opened the way for us. Sacrificed himself to remake this place, like Thancred did.
It added an instrument to the background.
Oh, Alphino.
Come. Let us follow the wind. It will not lead us astray. He would not.
Gathering resolve. I didn't want to talk over the gibberish. We might hear more gibberish a couple more times, but like this is one of the last big gibberishes. He talks so slow. Like when he stopped talking, I'm like, is he done? And then he kept going again. And I'm like, wait, I want the whole thing.
I've rambled about my dragon gibberish, haven't I?
Ramble about your dragon gibberish.
I'm not a fan of the dragon gibberish. One of the reasons is they talk so fucking slow, which drives me insane.
Yeah.
The second is that in most cases, whenever the actor is doing it, they never sound like they're saying anything naturally. It always sounds like it's from a script because they're saying fucking gibberish. So
no
it never
inflection.
flows that well, and it's so noticeable. Yeah, no inflection, no nothing. It's just I'm reading blah words on a script because that's what the dragon's saying. I don't know what any of this fucking shit means. I have no real context for this. They're just saying googly googly babbly boobly, and I'm just have to go with it and try to make it sound serious. And I just not a fan of it, especially now that we should be able to understand them. I feel like we should hear them speak English.
Yeah. Well, as a courtesy, I feel like Vitra sort of just like, I'm just gonna speak English. And so through Endwalker, I think he does talk a couple times in Dragon, but I do. So I'll agree with you that it does feel like script reading, and they're slow as hell. Older Realm Reborn Midgard Sommer was slow.
Yes, he was
And then, thankfully, he got faster when we got into Heaven's Word, and they swapped that over. When you were fighting him in that tower dungeon. Oh my god, I think we commented about it back then. It is apparently a real language, and apparently not Toby Fox, but Koji Fox is like one of the few people alive who knows how all of the language works. And allegedly, some of the dev diary stories is like when he was suffocating in 16 because he was one of the people that went over. Now and again, there'd be some dragon gibberish that needed to be inscribed, and they'd be like, they're like, Koji, you're the only person who knows that this crap works.
Yeah, I'm not sure how the scripts are given to them in the booth. It just feels like they're reading it from the script. I feel like what they should do, and I don't know if they do this, they might do it, and they might have just had bad delivery, I'm not sure, but show us the sentence in English so that we know how it's meant to be said, and then put it in Dragon. So I think that people can understand how the inflections are supposed to go.
Potentially, this is something that could have been resolved by better voice direction or voice acting. Also, hello, Snooty.
I'm kind of glad we didn't have very many dragons in Dawn Trail, I'll say that much.
Yeah, well, actually, maybe there'll be more later. I'll have to find out. Not a single fist clench in that entire cutscene. Nobody's behaving themselves. The wind has stayed the fog that covered this island, and the air it no longer feels quite so stifling. As by the beating of mighty wings doth wind blow, where dragons may ne'er again touch the sky, he and the shade he bore shall soar free. If I'd known this place would claim Estinian too, No, it's what had to be done. Must this always be the price paid for safe passage? Look there, the wind. This is Estinian's doing, I'm sure of it. We should ride its flow and see where it leads. Powerful gale has delivered you to another island. The other scions should arrive before long. The zone is so good. So crazy. Did it. He found a way forward for us. The dragons remain trapped within a prison of their own making, lamenting the horrors of war. Yet Estinian knew them better than most. He was a man of honor and a dear friend, willing to fight to the very end for what he believed was right. And he's still fighting Alphino, just like Thancred. Their sacrifices are why we can survive here, why we still have a chance to stop her. Even in spirit, they're unwilling to give in to despair, and we mustn't either. Alice is right. We must press on for their sake. Well, firm nod. Should be 93.
GZ.
As a stolen Alice said, we must continue. Notice a change in our surrounding. Perhaps this is the memory of an altogether different world. It would be prudent to learn more of it then. Tread carefully lest we lose our footing in this sand. Oops, lost my footing in the sand.
And then the Warrior of Light died. The end.
The end. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Why do I keep hitting that button? Nom nom. I think we've run out of people. Well, never mind. Were it not for the violet crystal embedded in its surface to appear as ordinary stone, a curious script hath been etched upon them. Alas, it is not a language with which I am familiar. Cannot say I recognize it either. Nor I. The dragons, from what I recall, preserve their knowledge in song and eschew the written word entirely. So that we may assume this is the work of another race, one we have yet to encounter. Dragons don't write, except for one very notable and very beautiful exception. Medion claimed the dragon's world suffered a slow death, seeking the release of oblivion. What life we find here, like as not, doth wend its way towards a similar end. What do you suppose is that over there? I'm not sure, hard to make out at this distance, but its surface seems to bear the same crystals as this monument. Meaning there's a chance we may find whoever built them both. We should go and have a look. Come on! Come on! down, everybody!
That's the right tone of voice to have in this situation. Come on, everybody, cheer up, ain't that bad?
It's all good, ain't it? It's a ghostly figure. Is there an actual race minigame at the end of the Society Capstone Quest in Ultima Thule? Yes. Yeah, the Archisadora get like a race at the end of time and space to help out at the cafe at the end of time and space. And the Loprits are there because they're announcing it. I think that's how they divvy everything up in terms of the societies. Archisadora Society Quest, full marks. Absolutely badass, pillar to post. The Omnicrons, the Society Quest for Ultima Thule, fun, soul filling, somber, good stuff. Loprits are there. It's not like Pello wasted potential, but it's just I don't know. I feel like the Loprits questline was missing something.
Man, the Pello. Man, the Pello. We're almost there. Let's go.
Oh my god. Oh, hang on. Hail, travelers. This is a most unexpected occurrence. Hello there. Is your home? Indeed it is. Ah, forgive me. I'd forgotten. An exchange of introductions is expected when first meeting those with whom one is unacquainted. The vibration of vocal folds was still required to convey our thoughts and intention. Ia, I believe, was the pronunciation used in referring to our people. Though it is not entirely applicable given our present state, you are welcome to use the appellation. As for nomenclature to address my individual person, I believe I would be pronounced Kafkuj. Yes, Kafkuj of the Ia. We've encountered beings that communicate intermittently through thought, but never one that is wholly without voice. I presume we are having this conversation via the medium of ether, or dynamis, as the space is suffused with vast quantities of it. Fascinating in either case. I gather your response to my presence is positive then. That is well, for there is something I wish to ask of you. Like yourselves, we are ether-based life forms. Therefore, it may be surmised that your bodies are of a comparable biological composition to those we once possessed. I have a number of queries regarding your subjective perception of the five senses: sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell. In total, I've prepared 198,712,180,827. Warrior of Light is shocked because she doesn't know a number that high. That's rather a lot, isn't it? My apologies. I have omitted a great many details necessary to understand the nature of my request. Though we dispensed with our corporeal vessels long ago, we have rediscovered the need for the flesh, and have endeavored to recreate our erstwhile forms. However, all pertinent records have been lost due to the passage of time. Take, for example, the nervous system. It is well within our power to recreate, but we have no frame of reference for sensations once experienced by our people, which may compromise our ability to interact with our physical environment. And the reason we need to regain corporeal forms? Why, to bring an end to our existence, of course. Alice's gonna have none of this. Though need is perhaps too strong a word, it should be a simple matter to unmake ourselves through the use of etheric exsanguinators. But such a death seems inadequate. The traditionalists among us believe proper death requires an inescapable sense of impermanence in one's final moments, an experience found only within bodies of flesh. Get him! Get him, Ishtola! We'd be very much like to hear more of your plans. In exchange, we will answer any questions you have to the best of our ability. Such an exchange of information would indeed prove useful. Very well. To ensure efficacious exchange, I hereby invite you to our home. Yes, the abode of the Ea, where we traditionalists prepare for our demise. I presume your consent to answer questions is indicative of a tacit approval of our plans, in which case your cooperation is greatly appreciated. I must caution you, however, to be mindful of the Ea wandering the desert. Their desire for bodies of flesh can be described as overzealous. Now, if you would follow me. This is going rather smoothly. Not that I'm complaining, mind. Even so, we mustn't forget their aim is oblivion, much like the dragons. I fail to see why a civilization so seemingly advanced would choose to unmake all they have created. At any rate, we will find no answers dallying here. Or tarrying here. Let us be on our way. The other one. Oh my god, chondrite ore! Who needs chondrite ore? It's right here. Right in this rock.
Flame Dragon, you need to take a vacation.
Do you know how much chondrite ore I've pulled out of this ground?
It's funny because I also knew that's where it comes from, but there's so many O's and logs that are just ingrained in my fucking skull and will never leave.
Just like I can close my eyes and be like silver ore. So there's the exit to the dude's tavern in the middle of Gridania. You go out, you go right, and then there's that rock wall randomly on the way. You get the silver ore there, and then there's another. I actually have my eyes closed while doing this, which is actually useless. And then if you go across the opposite end of the wall, across into the woods, there's another little node there. If for some reason 2 nodes right next to each other doesn't satisfy your need. Anyway.
Gold ore, where the black mage job folk are hiding. That's where it is. I can remember that one. I remember so many of them.
The gold ore that's a rare node though. Oh wait, yes, yeah, because who's his face? The lizard people. I forgot about those quest lines. Oh, those were cool. You get all the beast folk who are like, black magic is cool. And you're like, yeah, come hang out with us. Yeah, he's over there.
Actually, I remember an S rank spawning in that game.
Oh no!
I don't know if it still can, but I can remember it occurring. And this is before like stealth was an automatically casted thing. So, fuck. There's some weird S rank locations that can happen in a Realm Reborn.
Remember I was doing Dawn Trail on this queue, and it might have been an A rank. Well, it had to have been an A rank because I don't think the S rank spawned. Like there was a whole deal in Shaolani that they couldn't figure out how to spawn the S rank for a while, but it was definitely an A rank that was uncomfortably close to the MSQ quest line. I'm like, am I gonna get punked? Freaking Arizona. Anyway. More violet-colored crystals. I cannot place my finger on it, but there is something unsettling about them. Isle of Dragons was shrouded in the silence of the dead, yet the stillness here doth suggest the AI are, and by and large, merely sleeping. They said there would be others, but I don't know what I was expecting. Something tells me we have a different definition of the word abode. I would not be surprised their concept of village is so different from ours, and yet. Welcome to our abode. Most of our compeers you will find remain idle in their domiciles, though your quizzical expressions indicate my phrasing is unclear. I speak, of course, of the violet crystalline constructs hanging from stone structures there. You say they remain idle, but what of your work to regain corporeal bodies? An astute question, and understandable given your finite nature. We have no desire to pursue our research, for it is no longer necessary. If in our idleness we are struck by sudden inspiration, we rise to pursue said inspirations to its conclusion. That is why I was present for your arrival and why I continue to engage with you still. But while the others are not currently in a motile state, rest assured they will not object were you to disturb their respite. You need only cast your thoughts toward one of their crystalline domiciles to communicate. The Word of Light nods while pretending to understand what's happening. We talk to 3 people? 4 people! Oh, we're into this.
Warrior Light is still trying to counter that number. Like, I've ran out of toes, guys. How do you get that high?
comes next, billion or trillion? I don't know if I've heard that word before. Oh, all the way in the southeast, which is, oh, if it's that far down, it's probably down here. Hello, Estola. It's not strange they lack passion to research that which they desire above all else. If we are fortunate, the EA residing in these crystals will shed light on this contradiction. It's a crystalline domicile. You cast your thoughts toward the crystalline domicile, but there is no response. Oh, I should cast my thoughts towards the aetherite. Knock, knock. Wish to speak? Very well. Pray a moment if you would. Why we seek our end, you ask? If you wish to know, I will tell you. Just a moment. I must remember. What form did I take when last I emerged? It's over here. That's what I was gonna do. Strange moment comes and goes, but soon fades to silence. Did your inquiries yield satisfactory responses? I see. If they fail to answer, then it is likely because their minds have unraveled due to their prolonged idleness. They are naught but concentrated ether now. Worry not, there are no others who have need of these lodgings, and they will not prove an hindrance to remain as they are. But more importantly, you said some few did answer your request for an audience. Yes, I imagine they will be with us ere long. I had no luck, but everyone else fared well enough. Quite a few EA have awakened. Ah, there they are. I introduce you to Lalak, Dudik, and Nanig. It has been too long, Kofkod. I dare say Sadr IV has since completed an orbit. Indeed, until the travelers brought to my attention, I hadn't noticed how unraveled some had become. Travelers? Ah, of course, the ones who wish to know why we seek to regain corporeal forms. Truth of the matter is as plain to see as the neighboring systems, but my single account would fail to satisfy the requirements for scientific objectivity. Thus then I bid them to awake you. Am I the only one who struggles to tell who is speaking? Nay, thou art not. In the absence of corporeal forms and the divergence they afford, mayhap such similarity in voice is unavoidable. By the way, Kofkud, have you already observed the requisite custom for the travelers? That which one is expected to do when receiving guests, a matter of proper form. Ah, yes, so long as it hadn't completely escaped my mind, and still does. What was it again? I can't seem to remember. Neither do I. Pity. I was hoping you would. Perhaps you could search for the archives, the answer. Come now, Ninig. Our archives have long been frozen, lest we subject ourselves to further dolor. Surely you recall that much. Of course, food. The custom is to serve food. Beings of flesh such as they must regularly replenish their ether. By contributing to their replenishment, we communicate our friendly intention. That's right, that's right. We duly invite you to join us in communal repast, after which we may engage in leisurely conversation. If we have a chance to learn something, I see no reason to decline. Nod. Confused nod. Excellent. If you care to follow, we shall feast you on the purest ether. Just over here. Throughout the universe, but few races have completely shed their flesh as we have. As a result, we seldom receive visitors from other systems. Extreme differences can inhibit meaningful interaction, you see, and none more so than those which affect communication. Most entities, for example, cannot even comprehend our words. You're rare indeed in your ability to do so. You avail yourselves of dynamis, yes? An impressive application, even if it is ultimately pointless like all the rest. I think I had forgotten what I had become of the archives. How much has my essence deteriorated since last I was awake? Not that I am averse to having my mind fade away in this matter. It isn't so unlike the natural degradation of one's flesh. How delightful. How much ether would be adequate for your kind, I wonder? As I recall, there is a fine line between optimal satiation and violent sickness. As I suspect in this so-called feast. Actually, let's just see it for ourselves. Fear not, we are not like to come to harm. See what everybody has to say. Can I help but feel a rush of excitement when I see your pliable yet sturdy form? I almost have to resist the urge to open you up and see how it all works. Now, be at ease. I would not devolve to such savagery. I may have cast off my body, but I still possess some semblance of a rational mind. For the moment, at least. Aether, they said, but I can't help but feel a bit nervous. Judging by the construction of this facility, it would seem the Ea directly draw upon the ether. We were told to stand wherever we like. This strikes me less of a meal and more a ritual. Huh? I'm sorry, but you just speak to me. You see, I haven't spoken to anyone in such a very, very long time. Anyhow, what is it that you need? Not that I imagine there's much I can do for you. Ah, you're the where am I guy. This facility is where we replenish our ether. There's no particular name for it, but we traditionalists sometimes use the word restaurant. Now then, if you would take your place with your comrades, the space will soon be awash with purest ether. Please absorb as much as you like. We're gonna stand on this? Oh, we're standing in a pattern. It's like we're doing Suzaku. You brace yourself for a rush of sweet, sweet ether, but nothing seems to happen. Perhaps you need to wait a little while longer. You brace yourself again, but again, nothing seems to happen. Just as I had suspected, as meticulously as one might recreate the Ea's home world, this is Ultιmα Thule. One cannot simply generate ether here. As recreations, our friends are oblivious to this fact, for the very truth of their existence, much like the phantoms of the recreated Amarat. However appearances may seem, we must ever be mindful that it is the memories of the dead with whom we deal. So, did you have your fill of ether? Alas, we couldn't absorb it. A deficiency in our forms, it would seem. Oh, how very unfortunate. May I ask how you normally replenish your ether? Sandwiches. Sandwiches. Through your mouths, you say? How very primitive and quaint. To think that their mouths serves not only to expel sound, but draw in sustenance besides. Such life forms have long since vanished from our systems. Although we regrettably could not partake of your magnificent feast, rest assured we feel your welcome most keenly. Yeah, no, we do have mad scientists in 14, but no on-camera dissections or autopsies. Off-camera, though, that happens. In the course of acquainting ourselves with your sophisticated ways, however, we cannot fail but wonder, wherefore do you wish to obtain vessels of flesh and thence to vanish? Will you not favor us with an explanation? You flesh and blood beings are always so hasty. It does have its charm, however. Very well, we shall indulge you. In the beginning, when the EA yet possessed corporeal bodies, our ancestors dedicated themselves to the pursuit of knowledge and technological advancement. By transcending all limitations, we believe we would eliminate sorrow and abide in true happiness. From the tangible, such as land, to the intangible, such as labor, there exist myriad hindrances to progress. But the most confining of all was the flesh itself. Our natural lifespan was distressingly middling, you see. Too short to enjoy unhurried lives, yet too long to be considered disposable. Furthermore, to simply maintain the integrity of our bodies demanded considerable resources. But we managed to solve this problem. After long years, we discovered how to become non-corporeal entities with everlasting lives, untroubled by the failures of the flesh. Relatable. Thus changed, we had more time and freedom to continue our scientific pursuits. We went on to make ever greater strides in our quest to transcend all limitations until we finally decided to challenge the last of them all, the limit of knowledge. That is to say, deciphering the laws of creation. We sought to discover how the universe came into being and explain all extant phenomena, and thence predict the future. If we could but achieve this, we believe we would be free from uncertainty and anxiety. And did you find the answers you sought? Yes, we did. Our efforts revealed to us a fundamental truth. Knowledge of said truth is essential for the continuation of our conversation. If you would learn more, we will share it with you. No, we mustn't. Primitive as they are, they would be unspeakably cruel to deprive them of their ignorance. They are possessed of corporeal forms, their lives readily ended. As those who have gone before, it is not our duty to warn them. What thinkest thou? We've deliberated and come to a consensus. If you are to resolve to know it, we'll disclose to you the truth we discovered, the truth of the universe. Seek us at the stone pillars just outside the bonds of the abode. A place called Elegia. The fundamental truth. We will hear it, of course. Let us learn what has led such an enlightened people to this indolent end. Before we hear the climax of Ia's tale, mayhap I should speak of... On second thought, it would only be a distraction. We will talk more when the time is right. Stola is 2 steps ahead of you right now. The Warrior of Light is 2 steps behind. Something seems to be weighing on Orianje's mind. Ere we join the air, there is one trifling matter I would fain investigate. Viola, Graha, might I trouble you for your assistance? But of course. My thanks. We shall head outside the abode if you would kindly follow me. Would you kindly? I know not what mischief you're plotting, Orianze, but I trust you have our best interest at heart. The rest of us shall go on ahead to Aglea. Lest you worry, we won't start without you. Go on, Sister Orianze, with this mysterious task. We shall wait for you. Alphino completely misses the point. There's not but desert out there. What could Urianger wish to investigate? As long as Urianger explains himself to you, then I shall be satisfied. Do lend him an ear in my stead. Oh, Urianger wants to go fishing.
Even he's run out of things to do in this game.
There's a collectible fish in here, I think.
Oh, that's why he's there.
Fishing, script fishing for collectibles is just so obscenely inefficient compared to the other gathering classes. It's almost unfortunate.
I am really angry that fishing sucks.
It's
Fishing needs more intertwining with other jobs, and I mean, I think I mentioned this to Tatsu. I think I think this is a great idea. People could disagree with me all they want, but they want to give people more methods of getting gear. What if you fish and you have a chance to pick up a muddy ring, and then you can go get this ring cleaned either by crafting the ingredients or handing in gemstones. You clean it, and it's BIS ring.
You can already fish up treasure maps. I don't...
For what?
So, like, saying that, like, the principle of catching something that's not a fish already exists. So... that you could expand that. Now the thing is that, like, then the botanist would complain. Be like, well, why can't I get a ring out of a tree?
Literally, who cares about a botanist? But also, you could just apply that to like other classes as well.
Yeah,
like fishing get a ring and a necklace, maybe gloves, and the botanist can get pants.
Yes.
And like an earring or whatever. Like you just expand it until the thing just. I know a lot of people are afraid of the idea of a hard RNG grind in order to get an item, but if you can already get it via Savage, if you don't want to do the RNG grind, go to Savage. If you wanted to sit down and do the RNG grind for BIS, because again, minimum item level is all you need to do this content. Being BIS just makes the fights a little bit easier, tiny bit easier. So why not just give us more methods of getting BIS? Criterion is a fucking waste.
The jewelry slots make sense for this. Yes, this is a pants tree. Yes, the Solution 9 money dump. I think it's a $6 million bike. It's fun though. Yeah, I mean,
anyway, that's my ramble. I'm rambling because I'm looking at this from a RuneScape perspective, where RuneScape does this stuff and does it very well. Again, I know RuneScape is more horizontal and less vertical progression compared to Final Fantasy XIV, but I just think a nice little RNG grind to get BIS, given that BIS is really not that big a deal in the grand scheme of things, just like give us more methods, and this could be one way to give fishing something to fucking do. Ramble over. You may continue.
Thank you. Yeah, it would be nice to do more of the fishing. It would be. Outside of just fishing for the sake of fishing. Alright. What do you want, Urianger? Is it the spring that you wish to investigate? Pray forgive me, my friends, but there is naught to investigate. Warrior of Light is somehow surprised. 'Tis but a pretense to speak in private. You have our undivided attention. As we have established here in Ultima Thule, those denizens of ruined stars are recreated in their twilight days. Yet one question doth arise in my mind. So faithfully formed are the simulacra that they believe themselves yet amongst the living. How dost thou suppose this is possible? Medion has taken the hearts into herself. Medion made contact with them while they still lived. I couldn't begin to guess. We're stupid. The sad look on Viola's face. Wait, what if Medion visited the dragons in the Ea while they still lived? If so, could she have made their emotions her own and with them create more faithful simulacra than she had relied on any historical account? So too did I theorize, and, upon that assumption, consider how those two races may have met their demise. According to thine own tale, Medion perceiveth the emotions of those nearby as her own. Personal enchants, yeah, there's things you can do. I feel like they're not going to be addressing this particular issue in Vercold, but we'll see. We'll see how crazy their revival is. A heightened sense of empathy intrinsic to her nature as an entelechy. In the course of her starfaring journey, she encountered beings who strongly desired a cessation of their existence. She would be powerless before that desire. Even as she possesseth the power to grant it, the power of Dynamis. 'Tis my supposition that, overwhelmed by their longing for death, Medion did unleash Dynamis and ushered the dragons in Ea unto their doom. Of course, such was not always the outcome. Full many stars did she find already lost to ruin. In order to create a terminus, however, the fervent desire for end is essential. Therefore, should you struggle to find the way forward, pray ask yourselves this. In the place where you stand, whose is the soul that yearneth most desperately for oblivion? Why do you tell us this now? Ne'er again will I betray your trust. This pledge I did make to my comrades. In bringing thee into my confidence, I would remain true to my word. As for thee, let us consider it my fitting reward for the secrets I harbored for the Crystal Exarch. I once placed my faith in thy chosen path, walking at thy side, full knowing that we were bound for thy demise. I ask now that thou returnest the favor and abide in faith as I fulfill mine own destiny. If you say that my debt has come due, how am I to refuse? 'Tis indelicate of me, I know full well, and I can but beg thy forgiveness. Yet even if I must needs go to such lengths, I cannot well feign ignorance of the answer I have found within. The answer to the question, in what moment might I stand strongest? For all that we've been through, I will say only this. Do what you must. Do what you must and see your conviction through. I shall, my friend, I shall. Without further ado, then, let us go join our comrades. Let's be off to Elegia. I've discovered a new location. Damn, I got like 2 million experience this game. This session. So much experience. I need 16 million to level, but soaking it in.
Are you soaking in the music as well?
Ah, beautiful, beautiful, full marks.
This is why you're my favorite teacher.
Very easy to pass my courses. Come, let us hear the Ea's tale and learn what has caused such enlightened beings to crave nihility. Don't mind me, Graha. I understand you've taken care of business. If you're ready to begin, so are we. While we waited, we mentioned our star's situation to the Ea. They nodded sagely, or something to that effect. We've prepared for our recounting. Excuse me. To facilitate comprehension, the information will be simplified to match your primitive minds. Thank you. Companion in front, the one called Ishtola. She seems the keenest to learn the truth. I pity her. It would seem your star, too, has been plunged into a panic-induced cataclysm. We hope that our tale will not serve to exacerbate it. Oh, you're here already. Your comrade said you would be late. Seems everyone is accounted for. Shall we, then?
Please, continue. Tell us about this truth you discovered.
Very well. Bear in mind, however, that the purpose of this conversation is not to impart scholarly knowledge, for such requires that you comprehend the subject matter, which you will not. We will forego the intricacies of our scientific methodology and deal only with the conclusion, the end of our society and our world.
We acknowledge, with regret, that your star is in the midst of the same panic-induced cataclysm that befell Deneb 3. As such, in order to avoid causing undue distress, we will refrain from explicitly stating how much time you have remaining.
You are entirely too kind. I pray you recount your tale as you see fit.
In the beginning, the universe was but a tiny particle. Then suddenly, this particle began to expand. Having remained entirely in the bounds of your star, the phenomenon may be difficult for your kind to grasp. But this expansion has since continued unabated.
Speculating that the universe could not grow indefinitely, we sought to learn what might occur, and made a worrying discovery. The stars will continue to spread apart, as will their finite thermal energies. Eventually, all heavenly bodies will grow cold and freeze. No new stars will be born, and the universe will enter onto an eternal ice age.
In hopes of proving that this determination was erroneous, we scrutinized our research from all angles, even as we sought to avert the everlasting winter. The endeavor proved fruitless. So infamously so, in fact, that it became synonymous with vain effort. The universe as we know it would end, and there is no way to prevent it.
Beneath the weight of this knowledge, our society stagnated. Though we had time still, it was a cold comfort. Why strive for anything when desolation is assured? When our wealth of wisdom, accumulated since the dawning of our kind, would be forever lost, no civilization would rise from our ashes, no scholar recover our knowledge. In silence unbroken, naught would stir.
Intellect was once our pride. Overnight, it became our shame. Our works, monuments to futility. Immortality, our greatest invention, became a source of suffering. Rather than suffer on, many chose to unmake themselves by by means of etheric exsanguinators. Etched upon these stones are the testaments of such souls, though many left no words at all, thinking it a pointless gesture.
Once we have obtained vessels of flesh, we likewise intend to vanish.
If you understand this, understand aught of our tale, you will abandon your quest for knowledge. Ignorance truly is bliss. If you would cling to your illusory happiness, remain primitive and pure. It is the only way.
So that's your story. While I appreciate your advice, I will not heed it. Convinced though you may be of this truth, it is yours and not mine. Indeed, truth, I have ever believed, is in the eye of the beholder.
Are you suggesting that we have reached a faulty conclusion? That our science failed us?
Hardly. As you yourself said, the subject matter is beyond my comprehension. And that, I accept, is true. I do not possess the knowledge to prove or disprove your conclusion. In my mortal years, I doubt I could even approach the wisdom of the air. But of one thing am I absolutely certain. I would not be happier in ignorance.
Y'shtola, no! You mustn't!
The most important lesson I've learned is that learning isn't simply passing one's eyes over words. Nay, 'tis when understood for oneself that knowledge attains its true value. This is what has sustained me, driven me onward in joy and wonder, in anger and sorrow. The universe may end, and all may be for naught, but I will live as I always have. I will always seek out new knowledge, and no conclusion of yours, no matter how grim, can dampen my desire.
I suppose it is only to be expected. Their feeble minds cannot fathom the terrifying gravity of it all.
But worry not. We consider it our duty to enlighten you, and we will not stop until you grasp the full extent of our despair.
Keep calm and listen well. Though my body will soon dissipate, there may be a way to restore it. Asm's magic. So long as our souls remain, you can use it to summon us back. But you mustn't, for it would mean losing our way forward. This I only reveal so that you can promise not to invoke the magic. We came here knowing what victory may cost, so press on. Press on, and do not look back.
I shall join thee. As subterfuge is not required, thou shalt not suffer for mine absence.
rIend.
My resolve hath never been as strong as thine. Full oft have I wavered in my decisions, and afterwards been stricken with regret. In spite of this, I may still stand with my comrades, supporting them as they attempt the greatest of feats. This truth I have learned in the course of our journey. And many though my shortcomings may be, I may also claim to excel in prophecies. My studies, into which have granted me the flexibility of mind needed to bend this malleable reality. Thus shall I hope that thou mayest have the strength to resist, and our comrades the strength to continue.
With you to urge us on, how could we possibly fail?
What's this? An extinguished civilization. Rekindled.
That's right. Our quest doesn't end here. We'll press on, and we will find you.
There. That's where you'll find me.
Is that another star?
Of the stars we visited, most were already devoid of life. And where there was life still, the inhabitants wished for death. But even death, we learned, isn't truly the end. It is but a part of the cycle of rebirth. Souls return to the star, or in its absence, a larger flow. And eventually they are reborn, alive again, to know suffering anew. True salvation lies not in dying. It lies in not being born. This is the gift I would give to you. To all life on beautiful Aetheris. To that end, we created an egg wherein life cannot quicken. That dead sun. Attain it if you can, before your friends' emotions fade away, along with their protection.
I almost cried again on that one. That Y'shtola scene is so good. This is the whole point of what Urianger was saying, though, is that he knew that you needed conviction to stand up. And while he always did what he felt needed to be done, no matter what it was, no matter what the cost, Urianger knew within he did not have the conviction to do something alone. And so his decision was to join Y'shtola, full knowing what she was going to do. And that's also why he dragged the two people that could stop him, namely Grahatia and the Warrior Light, over to the side and say, "Don't hold me back." Are you all ready to continue on? And let's make for what light where that light shone. Y'shtola and Urianger have opened the way for us. Music's another layer higher. Yeah, that was the. So he pulls us aside into the to the lake, the Ramble Lake, and he's just like, "I'm about to do something. Trust me on this." And then his speech to Y'shtola was, I'm just picking these up. I'll do these later. Speech to Y'shtola was, I will join you in this. Now, logistically, would it be cool if they had some additional race and sort of an additional step along the way for Urianger to do this as well? Perhaps. But narratively, they do this 3 times. One with Athenian, one with Y'shtola, and then one with G'rahatia. And that's about as many times as you can do it before it starts to, like, wear off a bit. So from a structural standpoint, having Urianger join Y'shtola is not only something more in character for him to do, but also sort of avoids this losing the narrative heft that it has. Well, technically they did 4 times with Thancred, but the whole, as I had mentioned last week, what made Thancred's sacrifice so impactful is that you didn't know what happened. And you also didn't understand how anything works. And so there was that moment that you thought that he really was legitimately gone. And they're pretty good about the timing, because about right here is where you may sort of suspect, sort of from a structural standpoint, that they're all going away one at a time so that they all come back, and then Y'shtola busts out the, here's how you do it, but you don't do it because otherwise nothing works. And so they acknowledge that you're metagaming this to think, oh, no, it'll be fine. We'll get everybody back. And we're just sort of knocking them all off one by one to bring them back in. And then Y'shtola's just like, this is how you do it. Don't you dare do it, or this is going to break. So then now you're stuck in this whole quantum thing. You're just like, wait, are we going to have to leave them in there forever? It's a will they, won't they kind of a thing, at least in this moment. Now, obviously, as things go forward, you're just like, there's no way they're killing all of them. But they're playing with your emotions, and they're pretty smart about how to build the narrative in such a way that they sort of match your expectations in the scene. Yes, I can feel it. The ether emanating from the arcane pattern. This is a portal and no mistake. Let us see where it leads. It's a portal of wisdom. Up. It's a purple cloud. What poor sap's gonna get Ogi Namikiri today? That one. Amazing. Yet another civilization. Looks like Omega stuff. Attacked as soon as you arrived. Not the most welcoming of places, is it? We should try to find denizens who are amenable to conversation. We should also get the lay of the land. See how far we can go. help Alfino with that. In the meantime, you and Graha can search for friendlier folk. Stoic nod. Apart from hostile beings, take care with your footing. I mislike the look of this terrain. Not knowing what the locals are like, you best take care of yourselves. We'll find you once we finish exploring. I expect the twins will seek the outermost bonds of the Isle, so I propose we search the central area. There are machines patrolling here and there, sentinels in all likelihood. Like those you encounter, they will most certainly attack any who venture too close. So let us avoid them and look for others that appear more approachable. You see naught but patrolling machines in the area. Do not seem to be inclined to non-violent intercourse. Ah, yes. The jagged... Oh. Oh, guys, I've got Oginami Kiri back. Really bad idea. Pretty dense with the mobs in this area. Really get you that sense of actually having to fight things. Fighting things in a video game? No way. Should be all of them. Oh, I think it's up there by the windmill. I remember there was one in this place that was I think a lot of like having to double back maybe. Also just in general trying to navigate this place with all the cracks in the ground is a little difficult because you get stuff like, oh no, wait, you can go like this. What's this map doing? Oh, you gotta go round, yep. There it is. Like Mog Station, the only thing I've bought from the Mog Station was the Shadowkeeper. Well, technically Fantasia's too. The reason why I have Shadowkeeper on Viola is because it was account wide. All the other mounts I farmed. A tuning. I'm gonna be a botanist today. Eh. There you are, Graha. And here's M032. The machines here do not appear hostile. Let us see if we can communicate with them. Begging your pardon, we are searching for the denizens of the star. Unknown life forms detected. Assigning generic label. Interplanetary travelers. Greetings and welcome to the planet. Blip bloop. Planet... What? Could you please repeat that? It appears your hearing organ is unable to process the name in our tongue. It may be translated into yours as Alphatron. Our people, meanwhile, are called the Omnicrons, and you stand within one of our outposts. Omicrons, you say. And what is it that you do here? We are preparing for war. War? Gasp. As we presently do not have a designated target, you have nothing to fear. Should your star become designated, however, you'll be taken into custody and or terminated. Not a little frightening, these Omicrons, but at least they seem to be forthright. I will see what else I can learn from this fellow if you could try speaking with the others. Autonomous weapon deployment complete. Vanguard armament upgrade complete. Munitions level satisfactory. Combat readiness assessment nominal. Awaiting instructions from Sir. Maintaining state of combat readiness. Measuring combat capability. Result negligible. Subject falls outside targeting parameters. Greetings, traveler. We are the Omicrons, and our objective is self-enhancement. In order to achieve this, we venture forth in conquest to acquire combat data and resources. Most recently, we succeeded in subjugating the homeworld of the beings whose strength was said to be without parallel, the dragons. Yet through the endeavor yielded a wealth of combat data, the star was rendered barren and unable to yield resources. The subsequent costing determined that the losses incurred exceeded the gains. Greetings, traveler. When venturing outside the outpost, beware malfunctioning units. They do not heed Sir's commands and indiscriminately attack all non-Omicrons. For the avoidance of confusion, be advised that Sir is the alias of Stigma 1. Sir issues instructions to our forces as the foremost of the 6 strategic matrices that bear the designation Stigma. He's a big eyeball. You learned a few things, so did I. Ere we share our findings, however, I believe it best to step outside the outpost. Come with me. It's the twins. We finished surveying the area. This will come as no surprise, but there was no way forward. There were portals like the one we used to get here, but those that worked only sent us to isolated aisles. Then, as before, we must locate the embodiment of the emotion that bars the way. What of yourselves? Did you find anyone to speak with? We went to town. It's a faster... Oh, never mind. I was about to say, it was a faster recounting, so we didn't have our camera pan up to fade to black. But then the camera faded up and faded to black, so never mind. Just enough to cause the pan. They want to seek through conquest. Following their victory over the dragons, they stand ready for the next campaign, but their leader has yet to issue new commands, and so they wait. In such a place, who could it be that fits Urianger's description? A soul whose yearning for oblivion surpasses all others. Urianger said this? During our investigation, before we joined you in Elegia, he was like, find a sad person. Then he talked about Trillion. So that's the way of it. Why couldn't he just say to all of us? Given what we know of this place, it is certainly a curious state of affairs. While the dragons and the Ea longed for death, the Omicrons longed for conflict. As much as that may lead to destruction, it must be considered a distinct desire. In order to find the source of the dominant emotion, I believe we should seek out their leader, this Sir. According to M32, the first Omicron with whom we spoke, there is a console by which we might communicate with it. M32 also added it would be a pointless exercise, but that in itself, I believe, is worth investigating. What say you? Stoic nod. One moment. Not this way. This way. Put these in my pocket. I believe these are necessary for doing Omicron. You're nearly there. There it is. There, they're in my pockets. I'll take care of it later. So the console we seek lies on the far side of this aisle. Given the nature of the ground, the route may not be entirely direct as it seems. Let us all watch our step as we make our way. I do enjoy it because you don't have flying it. You have to do this zigzaggy stuff at least once. And then when you fly, you just go all over the place. Well, which text is still operational, but how are we to interact with it? Greetings, sir. Can you hear me? Say something you can. Awaken! Activate! Password! Well, I tried. It appears to be the console, but it seems unresponsive. Oops. Would you care to take a look at it? Hang on a minute. Oh my god. Try touching, smacking, and attuning with the console, but there's no response. No luck, I see. There must be a way to activate it. There must.
There must needs be a way to activate it.
Must needs.
Well, I'm out of ideas.
As am I. Operating such consoles is trying enough, but if we can't even activate it...
Perhaps there is a way. First, consider the world that has been recreated here. Its inhabitants were machines who gathered combat data to enhance themselves. And among the many wars they waged, the most notable was that against the dragons. The significance of these details may be lost on you now, but they lead me to believe this was the home world of Omega.
Significance of these details may be lost on you now. Is that him making fun of me for not doing the raid series?
I speak of the ancient weapon, the one which the Alliance unleashed upon Shinru. I will spare you the long story, but according to the records I read in the future, it possessed a single weakness: lightning.
I guess if you did skip the Omega stuff, you wouldn't know any of the Midgard Summer nonsense. And this.
So, okay, so there are actually noted to be a handful of different changes depending on whether or not you've actually done the side content. What are they called? The four whatchamacallits. I can't remember the fucking name.
The Four Lords?
Four Lords. I think it's just Four Lords. Yeah, if you haven't done the Wreath of Snakes trial, the snake does not, unless it did and I missed it, but the snake's not supposed to show up in that cutscene if you haven't done it. Because there's a cutscene where everybody's gathering together to do the thing and prepare, and then at the very end of the cutscene, the snake shows up. But if you haven't actually done that, the snake does not show up.
It would make sense that there's a few cutscenes. I think Knife Unit actually pointed out when when everybody showed up to deliver the fancy adamantite, like there were people flying around, and it was like Heavensward guards, just generic flying around and things. But if I had done the Void Ark raid series, it would have been our merry band of bandits.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess this is kind of interesting for people who've seen it before, who've done all this stuff. That I'm going through this basically as clean as you can. Yeah, I mean, it never even crossed my mind until now. It's just like, actually, yeah, the only thing that's required is the Alliance raid for Crystal Tower. And then everything else that's referenced, it's like you don't actually have to do it. There is going to be I know there's a scene that actually Gaia shows up in the MSQ for when you go to the first during the Golbez Pats content, and so Gaia won't be in that cutscene, and I'm curious what happens.
They'll forget about that cutscene in particular, and Gaia will just show up, and everybody's going to be like, "How the fuck did Tetsuya and Nomura get in here?"
Kind of. Part of me hopes that happens, and they're like, who's this chick? Just like, have you done Eden yet? Go do Eden. We'll see. Something to look forward to. Please look forward to it.
That's all well and good, but what does that... Wait. You're not thinking to strike the console with lightning, are you?
As a matter of fact, I am. Ask yourselves this. Why would an entity as puissant as Omega not be designed to suppress the effects of lightning?
Because it relies upon it, or something akin to it, as a source of energy.
My thoughts exactly. And there is a good chance the same is true of the Omicrons and their devices. So, shall I cast caution to the wind and try something reckless and dramatic?
I still want to say have at it. I gotta be an asshole.
Worry not, I will be careful. And if it fails, we can think of something else.
I didn't get scolded. Graha's just like, I'm just gonna do it.
That's the answer for those people who are in love with him, who are worried about him and the precious little boy.
Oh my god, you're right. That's the
worked.
That's the waifu response.
Or the husbando, depending.
Oh, the husbando.
Opening connection to communications module 1. Connection established.
That Omega sound, that Omega song though. Starts out with that bass line. Ba-bum, ba-bum. So good.
It's actually not Omega's song. It's actually the Void from Final Fantasy V.
Okay, fine.
Just...
Signal 1 now online. As a primary strategic matrix, you may address me as Sir.
Which makes sense because that's where Omega was from, right?
Too much, so.
No, say that again? That's where Omega's from anyway, so it makes sense that they pulled that. They've tracked them 5.
Yeah. Yeah. Shenryu is also from 5.
I remember Omega. You ran into Omega. You were in that cave, and you saw Omega. You're just like, F this. I gotta beat this game.
Yeah, it's he's kind of an asshole. He's just kind of there, and he annihilates you.
Random ass anime.
Checking for new communications. None found. All units, please maintain current state. End transmission. Closing connection.
Wait! We have questions for you. Of late, no mission orders have been issued. Why not? Has there been some manner of trouble?
Reply. The Extended Operations Unit is yet to determine guidelines for future assignments. All strategies are calculated, devised, and actioned in accordance with said guidelines. In the interim, all citizens are directed to maintain a state of combat readiness. End reply. Awaiting query.
Can you tell us why the Extended Operations Unit hasn't yet determined the guidelines?
Unable to comply. Information unavailable or access restricted.
In that case, is it possible for us to communicate directly with the unit?
Access denied. Unable to establish connection.
Is there anything you can tell us? Have there been any abnormalities, like a threat to the star or widespread unrest?
Reply. Negative. All citizens continue to operate at maximum efficiency. If your operations are suboptimal, please proceed to a maintenance facility for evaluation. Otherwise, Stand by till designated post. End reply. End transmission. Closing connection.
I could activate it again, but I doubt it would be productive. What do you think?
If all the Omicrons really were running as efficiently as it claimed, then I doubt they were hoping for life here to end. As this Sir told us, there just haven't been any new instructions, and everyone is standing by.
Should be standing by at any rate. If there are those that are neglecting their duties, perhaps we can glean a clue from them. I propose we take another look around, and also try to find the operations unit.
Although I never encountered Omega myself, in conceiving the means to send the Crystal Tower to the First, we derived no small inspiration from its abilities. In the course of my research, I devoured every single piece of literature I could find on the being, to think that the knowledge would prove useful here, at the edge of existence. I remember when we set Omega loose to deal with Shinryu, an elegant weapon we once thought, and here we are now, visiting a recreation of its home world. I can only imagine how else these beings will surprise us. Let's focus our search on the outpost. Alisai and I will try to speak with Omicrons this time and hope we might learn something new. Wait, oh, camera. Right there, you're in it. Meanwhile, perhaps you and Graha can observe them from a distance. These beings are systematic and routine by nature. If there are any that aren't, it shouldn't be too difficult to spot them. If there are no questions, let us begin at once. As we came this way, I believe I spied a promising vantage point. Follow me! Oh, you want us to vantage this way? We're vantaging over here. What's this vantage point? Fine. Oh no! Blow dart game! There! He's running in circles. Omicron wandering aimlessly. Where? I just pointed. Ah, I see it. Left the base. Let's follow it. Oh no, he's been under attack. Oh, alright. Emptied my pockets, it's still alive. What? Oh, I'm not supposed to be doing this, hang on. Oh, fine, hang on a minute. Oh. Come on. Fine. Over here. Broken Omicron? No. We're gonna go to the tree, that's right. Oh, I thought the tree thing was part of the side quests. It's not here, but definitely came this way. It must have used the portal. It's the fallow portal. It makes sense that they were part of the Ironworks crew because they give Alpha the cute outfit. Yeah, Nero's part of Ironworks. There's a bit with the tea kettle in the Omega series. It's actually a running gag that Nero makes mention about a tea kettle. He's like, I could upgrade this. When you run the Twine, which is one of the optional dungeons, one of the expert dungeons for 80, and then you go down to the bottom of the Crystal Tower and you're seeing all the Proto-Alexander stuff that's down there, which is basically how they did the time travel to make the Crystal Tower go. One of the enemies is an over-upgraded tea kettle, which is a reference to Nero upgrading the tea kettle during the Omega series. Which never fails to get a chuckle out of me. Anyway, M17. Found it. What are you doing here? I want to grow a tree. He wants to look at the tree. What an unusual specimen. What is the device attached to it? This tree is a sample collected from another star. As it cannot survive in our environment, however, it requires life support. That is the function of the device. Go to such lengths to sustain it. Is there something special about this tree? Being foreign matter, protocol requires that we study it. As this task has been completed, the specimen may be discarded. However, when I behold the tree, I am made to feel as though there is a problem. In order to become strong, we have continued to enhance ourselves. Like we did countless others, we conquered the star whence this tree came. It is the last remnant of a dead world, and there is nothing towards which it may aspire. Yet it grows, extends its branches, sprouts leaves, produces seeds. Why does it seek to continue? Why was it made to believe in such a way, and to what end? I do not understand. Out of curiosity, does this pertain to your duty? No, it does not. My apologies. I shall return to my designated post and assume a state of combat readiness. She was acting outside of orders. Perhaps it is simply a malfunctioning Omicron. These are by no means uncommon. But it may also be a unit possessed of the ability to make decisions, one not unlike Sir. I believe this bears further investigation. To endeavor to live even if we must depend on forces beyond our control. Tell me, Viola, one day when this adventure becomes part of your epic, do you think I will be mentioned in it? Of course, why wouldn't you be? Maybe in a footnote. You're not here, so you could be in a story. Forgive me. Let there be no doubt that fame and glory could not be further from my mind. Faja from my mind. And yet, I would be lying if I said I don't relish the thought of my name being spoken in the same breath as yours. Well, we'd best get on with our task. Tracking down Sir and understanding the nature of the emotion which bars our way. Warrior of Light completely oblivious to what XCii just actually said. Oh no, hello world! Ah, PTSD! We should return to the outpost for now. The others will wish to hear about the errant Omicron.
You haven't been in deep enough to get PTSD yet.
I want to get deep enough in. When you told me that when I was talking about how the circle tank is piss easy, and you're just like, it's piss easy now, and then you'll be regretting doing it later. I'm just like, I want to regret doing it later. I need it. I need it. I'm actually thoroughly enjoying O12 though. So it's so hard to find shit for tanks to do in this game. Enter the humble Omega female. What's that? You're not in the right direction? You're not in the right facing? Everyone wipes. Shit. Yeah, we're throwing at death flags, dude. Graha says you found a suspicious Omicron. That's good, because the units were of no help. They all have the same thing to say about the extended operations unit, that there's no way to arrange a direct meeting. Still, it served to prove that it's business as usual at the outpost. But enough about us. Tell me you learned something more useful. It's a tree. An Omicron trying to make sense of the meaning of life. None of the others are even a fraction as philosophical. This unit may be in a position of leadership. Perhaps even one of those that comprise Sir. As we know, the Omicrons invade other stars and enhance themselves using the spoils of conquest. With the technology at their disposal, they should be able to alter their bodies, be it in part or in whole. Setting aside the question of motive, if Sir, for example, wished to have an ordinary Omicron's body, I see no reason why it should not be possible. Problem is how to go about ascertaining if that's what happened. When I attempted to probe further, it promptly ended the conversation. If it is indeed Sir, I doubt it would willingly reveal its true identity. I like the crossed arms on the Warrior of Light who's pretending to think. At least he's actually thinking. I have an idea. We use lightning on the console again, but we make it stronger. Much stronger. At that moment, should the unit exhibit a reaction that could suggest that it has a connection to Sir? An inspired idea. I dare say it's worth a try. I had a feeling you'd be on board. This time, you must allow me to do the honors. I'll stand guard in case your incantation draws sentries to the seat. For my part, then, I will approach our subject and divert its attention, during which time I want you to observe it closely for anomalous behavior. To mention that, shortly before you returned, an Omicron appeared from the same direction. Rather than entering the outpost, however, it headed off towards the console. First, I assumed it was the unit on patrol, but perhaps... It could only be our errant Omicron. We must seek it out and begin our operation at once. Often I will stand by the console, and when it's time, I'll unleash a veritable storm. This will work, I'm sure of it. After all, our comrades are watching over us. Come, my friends, let us find this doubt-plagued Omicron. Allie say without combat for too long gets very itchy. Lemon cakes couldn't hurt, though. Leash. 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 Hey, get him. Now, what? No. Be gone. You're the one that was observing the tree, or not? Full glad I am to find you again. I have a question for you, see, about the device that sustains the tree. Provided it does not necessitate the disclosure of restricted information, very well. Grahatia has begun distracting the Omicron. Soon, Alice will strike the console with lightning. Oh my. Another Blow Dart game.
I missed first person McPherson. He'd get a kick out of this.
First person McPherson wouldn't notice it's a mini game. He'd just be like, "Ah, I'm just looking at it normally with a zoom."
Dude, everybody's bitching about this. Why are they bitching? I don't get it.
Oh, that's so easy. Anomaly, you say? Performing diagnostic. Error confirmed. My connection to Central Command is suffering from intermittent failures. I must leave at once to present myself for maintenance at the nearest facility. You will excuse me. What you need, my friend, isn't maintenance. It is to confront the truth. While we spoke, our comrade struck the console used to communicate with Sir. That is the cause of your anomaly. You are connected to Sir, are you not? Howdy. Affirmative. Oh, you can actually see Alfino and Alice over in the background. They are actually near the console. I don't think I noticed that the first time around. To what end you sought to assert this fact, I do not know. Before we speak further, we must move away from the other units. I do not wish for them to know my true identity. Very well, our comrades are at the console. Let's head there. Oh, it's just like 5 feet.
As you have surmised, I am part of the shared intelligence of Stigma 1. It was my charge to determine the optimal path to achieving our prime function. This body had been abandoned by its former owner and lay unused. I took it and abandoned my own, and with it, my duty.
May we ask why you did this? From what we gather, it seems to be a personal matter.
Our kind did not always look as we do now. Long ago, we possessed frail and feeble bodies. Beleaguered by stronger races, our ancestors took to augmenting their flesh in order to defend themselves. What began with limited parts eventually spread to the whole body, and at last, a means was discovered to convert the mind into data, rendering even the brain obsolete. Such complete mechanical beings were called the Omicrons, and by their might, we came to reign supreme over the star. But even then, we did not feel secure. For we knew that the universe was home to civilizations aside from our own. Civilizations that may be stronger still than us. Rather than risk becoming the subjugated, we chose to become the subjugator.
Subjugator.
Conquest of the stars, that we might acquire the resources and knowledge we needed to reign supreme. We were successful in that endeavor. So powerful did we become, we could lay low even the mighty dragons. But then something unexpected happened. I began experiencing an error. I could no longer determine an optimal path.
You were malfunctioning.
I performed numerous full system scans, each time finding no issues. Yet the error persisted. It was then that I speculated. What could happen if we grew so powerful as to have no equal? To become stronger was essential to our existence. Our every action has been in service to this objective. But if nothing lies beyond this, can it be truly said that it was essential? Have we been engaging only in wanton destruction?
You could find no threat to justify your purpose.
The Omicrons will never leave this star. They will stand by until their reserves of energy are spent. For I have no path to offer them. None.
It is not our place to pass judgment on the deeds of the Omicrons. But surely, this does not have to spell the end of your people. With your power and knowledge, the possibilities are endless. Why not seek out a new purpose?
That is impossible. In the beginning, we had a higher purpose than our pursuit of power. But we lost sight of it when we so irrevocably altered our fundamental forms. When we cast aside our flesh, so too did we cast aside all that defined us. Nothing remains of who we once were. I have no aspirations. No longer can I dream. The vital spark is lost. Lost amidst circuitry and code and commands.
I believe I know how to overcome this despair. The words are ready in my mind, but ere I speak them...
Does that count?
I'll let it count because it's Graha.
I want you to make me a promise. Be it across time or space, our promises have always connected us. And so I ask that you indulge me once more, that this won't be the end. Is that so? In that case, I won't hold back. First, I want to visit Ishgard with you. Properly. We scarcely had time to look around last time. I should like it very much if you could show me the sights. Next, you must regale me with your greatest adventures, in the places where you lived them, if possible. I may have read about all your deeds, but there is no substitute for a first-hand account. And last but not least, a new adventure together, unlike any we've experienced before. We'll travel the lands, cross the seas, and take to the skies upon the eternal wind, and it will be marvelous. It will.
Fist pump.
If you would humor me a moment. When we awaken each morning, how can we prove that we're the same individual who retired the night before? Through the remembrance of past events, we might say. We have our memories, yet there are times when we forget or recall incorrectly. What of our bodies, then? It is the same one, we might say, yet technically speaking, as living beings, our bodies are constantly changing. It will never be as it was at an earlier point in time. Our souls are no more immutable. On our star, people are known to inherit the souls of others, yet they are decidedly different beings. For my part, I've subjected my totality to much and more. I've made my body into an extension of a tower, blended my soul and memories with those of another self, and each time I would ask myself, what is it that makes me, me?
Were you able to determine an answer?
No. But that doesn't mean I'm confused. It simply means I'm the same as everyone else.
What a terrible day for it to be raining.
So I posit this. Who we were need not prescribe what we now hold in our hearts. Whatever came before, what matters most is the present. For me, that is being here with my friends, full proud of how much we've grown together. So I urge you to not give up. Heed your heart's desire and hope that the future you long for shall be realized.
I cannot. We cannot. We cannot understand desire, nor comprehend hope. We do not know how to create such things.
We are not unlike, you and I. I too have struggled to find the courage to express and embrace my wants. If you like, I will tell you a tale. A tale of a world on the brink, of a people who never gave up on the future. Of a man who realized his grandest dreams and then awakened to a grander reality.
Warrior Light didn't like that one.
You idiot! Just once, stay with us to the end.
Full song now. I need this song for a second. Give me a minute. That's so good.
It's kind of wild to me that this, like, it's a song that plays in the entire zone. And yet, despite being in here for many, 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 many hours, I have never got sick of this song.
Never. Still need it. Ah, so good. They built you up little bit by little bit, and then the whole thing hits you. They all leave so easily as if it's nothing. How do you think we feel? The next time we meet, I'll give him such a flick, and that'll be just a start. The crystalline path. G'raha has paved it for us. Difficult as it is, we must carry on, for our friends and all who await us in faith. So come, let us seek the path's beginning. It appears to be near the outpost.
When that eyeball got frozen, you didn't get frozen because of this whole situation being fixed. You got chills because of the song starting up.
Dude, so true.
But yeah, the build-up throughout this entire zone is extremely well done.
Peerless. And the way that they land it at the end of these. So, Amara, beautiful. Ultιmα Thulε, beautiful. Living Memory, beautiful. They understand how to wrap this up. Look, Viola, a portal has opened. It will surely deliver us true. It must. Yeah, this crystal design is the same color and type as the crystal tower. It's very G'raha coded. Well, here's where the path begins and descends to dizzying heights. Let us make our way, one sure step at a time. Our friends got us this far. Their courage, their strength, their wisdom, their love. We owe it to them to continue, no matter how long it takes. All right, I'm RP walking, but I'm also gonna sprint.
You'll have time to RP walk, don't worry about it.
Oh, you are not wrong. Listen to the silence. Thancred would scout the road ahead. Y'shtola and Urianger would trade opinions on esoteric subjects. G'raha would join in their discussion, or else chat with me and Alisaie about the mission. Estinian would be at the rear, apart yet present. All the while you would come and go, wherever you are needed, and together we would travel. All I can hear are my footfalls, my heartbeat. It's so much quieter now. The fact we can breathe and continue on is proof that the others are still with us. They are, aren't they? The portal is barely visible from up here. Truly, we've come far, much further than would have been possible had we kept chasing perfect ideals as we did in the past. It is because we have known failure and frustration, that we have learned and grown from them, that Hydaelyn has entrusted us with this mission, with the fate of the very star. It's all a dream, isn't it? A long, elaborate dream. Any moment now, I'll wake up in my bed, still a student, grandfather alive. I'd go about my day relieved as the fragments of that other life fade away. And that would be happiness, wouldn't it? That none of it... No, I won't give up on these experiences. Good and bad, they are mine. They are me. Emiliance would handle it. The dad can't handle it. Rest assured I am fine, but thank you for your concern. What of yourself? Though we can't afford to be too leisurely, neither need we rush unduly. We've crossed an impossible distance to stand where we are now, and we've just a few steps away from journey's end. It will be over before we know it. Me? Oh, I still have plenty of legs left in me, don't you worry. It's you I'm worried about. You always push yourself so hard for us, for everyone. And while we're here, we'll make sure to bear our share of the burden. While we're here. I think that triggered me the first time I read it too. There's some structures up ahead. Still a ways to go before we reach the dead sun. Given all this, I know how naive it must sound to hope that it all works out somehow. Still, you'll forgive me if I wish for it all the same. And for you most of all. This is important. You'll forgive me if I wish for it all the same, and for you most of all. It's important. Not that you of all people need it, it's just, after all the help you've given me, for once I want to be the one to help you. Well, this is it, the end of the path and the beginning of whatever awaits. There will be greater hardships, we may be made to feel powerless. Yet come what may, let us have no regrets. No, let us have pride in what we have achieved. In what we have achieved and how it has changed us for the better. That's worth fighting for, and dying for, as they did. The music cuts. There's almost. Normal? It's not unlike many cities we know, but it's deathly quiet. Mayhap the inhabitants are within the buildings, or invisible to our senses. Wrong on both counts. There is simply no one here. Meteon. This is how I found it when I arrived. Another star which once pulsed with life, but not longer. How it ended, I do not know. Invasion, sickness, suicide, none can say. None live to speak for the dead. They are gone. Gone. Search all you like, but you'll only end up turning back. There's no one here, then neither should there be a motion to bar our way. Yet Meteon seems convinced we'll turn back. What riddle is this? Whatever Meteon may have said, we should confirm it with our own eyes. We need to have a look around. Indeed, at the very least, it doesn't appear to be a sprawling place like those before. If we split up, it shouldn't take too long to cover the area. You think you've caught me? This form is barely a drop from the ocean that swells within the dead sun. Even so, I could easily unmake you. You are only still alive because of your comrades, but they cannot protect you forever. Until they fade away, I'll satisfy myself with watching you try and fail to find a way out of this lifeless place. Doesn't seem to be anyone here. Perhaps you should try calling out. Hello. If anyone has heard you, they do not respond. Were it not for the thick layer of dust, one could imagine someone drinking from these cups but moments ago. The object resembles a tree and appears to have been fashioned from a stone-like material. Erected in place of an actual tree, or to serve some other purpose, perhaps. Regardless, there's no one left to explain. to tell the story. This place is reminiscent of a bar, yet neither patrons nor staff are anywhere to be seen. Lazy Loprits. Egg-shaped containers line the shelves, with a loose few sitting on the counter. Vessels for the beverages in all likelihood. A venue bustling with activity until it was not. Four. Rusty door. Though set slightly off the ground, this appears to be a door, while the objects to the left could be letterboxes. The door is rusted shut, and the film of dust all over suggests no one has come through in a long, long time. In the distance, you glimpse Alice picking her way through the ruins, but otherwise spy no signs of life. Hello? Your call echoes faintly before being swallowed by the silence. Viola, take a look at this. If the road was a little longer, then we could take it just beneath the dead sun. I suppose this is where the reconstruction ends. How about you? Did you find anything of interest? I found a bar. I see. I noticed the same things. Cups left up on tables, chairs out of place. I don't know what happened here, but I do know I don't want to be alone anymore. We've searched enough for now. Let's find Alfino and compare what we've learned.
Did you find anything?
No. This place is completely deserted. And I can't see how we're supposed to move on from here.
Neither can I. It's quite the quandary. There are no denizens to bar our path, yet there is no way forward.
For another mystery, we did find signs of very recent life. You'd swear everyone just vanished into thin air. I wonder how many ruined worlds like this has Meteion seen.
Ah. Could it be? Yes. Yes, I believe I may have puzzled this out. Despite how it appears, it's no different this time. There is someone here who has wished for this ruin. And I believe that together, Alice and I can overcome their will.
I promise your parents. We're going to Dairy Queen.
I know. I know. But if there is a chance this will work, then I would take it. For everyone, and for myself. I will not pretend otherwise. I have my fears. Not for myself, but for you, the last to remain. You are no stranger to carrying the burden of others. But I can only imagine how heavy the weight would be this time. As your friend, I cannot bear the thought of making you suffer so.
Then why suggest such a thing? It's too much to ask of anyone, even her.
There's one.
Why must she be the one? Why must she fight alone? More than a hero, she's a dear friend. Not only to us, but to so many others. There are so many people in the world who care for you, and yet...
Alize, I have an idea. Given the nature of this realm, it may be possible to do more than unbar our friend's path. We might also pave her a new one. For instance, a path where she finds happiness at journey's end. This much, I think we can believe with the utmost conviction, no matter how deep our despair. So please, believe in us too, and press on. Thank you. What are you?
If the plan's decided, then let's not dally.
Ah, there you are. It was as I said, was it not?
It was. We couldn't find anyone, but this place isn't entirely deserted, is it? You are here. You sought out a star of promise and found a ruined husk. Like us, you explored the devastation. Like us, you were stricken. Horrified by the thought that so many lives could be snuffed out as if they were worth nothing. And the thought that you would have to bear the terrible tidings to Hermes. That which you saw and felt, you shared with your sisters. As did they share their own grim findings with you. Overcome by the pervasive despair of these stars, some of you inadvertently ushered their peoples to their ends. Knowing the horrors you know, anyone would feel the same. They would fear what lies ahead and struggle to move forward.
Fear? I had forgotten that such a thing existed. So focused have I been on shepherding despair.
If you can remember, then you can still face and overcome your own fear.
Why would I bother with such an insignificant emotion? If the despair I command is as a raging river, then fear is but a trickling stream. It can do nothing to alter my flow. You spoke with the Aya, yes? Heard their tale of what awaits the universe. It's true. The stars grow colder and more distant. Eventually, all will enjoy frozen solitude. Using the power of Dynamis, I'm hastening that process. In so doing, nothing will be born ever again. Everyone will remain dead. Alas, it will take time for that to happen. So in mercy, I sent you my gift, to spare you needless suffering. Don't worry. Even if no living witnesses remain to mark the event, I'll make certain that Aetheris has a proper end.
For all the power you wield, you're more fearful than the familiar you used to be. That Meteion feared simply to move forward. But your fear is such that you've given up on everything. I know it well. That sense of defeat. I've tasted my fair share of it. But as many times as we've fallen down, we've learned how to pick ourselves up and carry on. We take each other's hand, share in each other's courage, follow in each other's footsteps, and turn sorrow into strength.
There are times when
Coils of Bahamut music.
We bear wounds that do not heal. But these experiences are part of life, and they make us stronger. We rise, fall, and rise again.
Don't worry about us. You must take the next step, and all the rest after that.
The walk.
Now you get to relive all the times back in the past where I said, oh, that's where that voice line comes from.
If this was a clip show, I'd just clip it all together. Earlier, an old Charlian. Ryle makes a stupid decision.
Please, please, oh, please let them all be safe. Cryle? Are you all right?
It's nothing. Just a headache. They'll be fine. I know they will.
They're just staring at this guy. They're expecting like a big thumbs up to show up.
Apologies for the interruption. A man arrived on the last ferry. An associate of the Scions.
It's the customs official.
He wishes to speak with you at once.
We're teased with who it is. In a city devoid of life, you sense the presence of another. Oh, beautiful. Oh, right in frame. Sorrow of 1,000,000 worlds weighs heavy, and yet you can walk on.
you need a push, I'll be right there behind you.
End walker. Walking alone into journey's end, the burden weighing heavy.
Do not despair. You are not without allies.
What we have sown in blood, we have reaped in suffering, and it cannot go on.
I know Merlyweb's voice anyway.
Upon the souls of they who have sacrificed themselves to pave the way for peace, we will never abandon our cause.
While it is true that man succumbs all too often to anger and avarice, he may yet overcome his baser instincts through the forming of bonds with others.
Such victories are rarely won without sacrifice, but the prize is worth the price.
And we, for our part, are glad indeed to be able to welcome friends both old and new.
Save your tears for the morrow. You may be sure we will have ample cause to shed them, be they for joy or despair.
From tragedy and sacrifice, we rise to greet a new dawn.
A future shaped by the choices we made in ways we could never foresee.
Yet miracles do happen, so let us pray and will our friends home. I won't stop praying until I know they're safe.
Look to the light within, that you may continue to serve as a beacon to others.
Let's finish this.
Here the path ends. There is no way to reach our nest.
Viola realizes she's not attuned to flying yet.
I told you. Resignation and acceptance reign in this place. The rejection of life by those who came to curse it. Those whose dreams were unfulfilled. Whose prayers were unheard. Whose labors were unrewarded. Hope cannot deliver you unto hopelessness. Our refuge is beyond you. Always has it been. Such is the nature of this place. You should have remained on Theris. Struggle will avail you not, nor will it grant your comrades peace. Come, let me relieve you of your burden. You have suffered enough.
Asm's magic. So long as our souls remain, you can use it to summon us back. But you mustn't.
How do we make peace with
That's why it's too soon for this to end.
There are so many people in the world.
You must triumph.
Drink of calamity and drown in.
Be safe, all of you, and come back.
It was all
I am ever grateful. I came to appreciate most about our star is that there remains so much we do not know.
After all these years,
Is this the answer I was hoping for?
So long as we remember, our fates remain ours to shape.
And Godspeed.
Perhaps when our time comes to return to the star, we shall remember these few days we have lost.
Do not squander it. The legacy I leave you.
Such a great frame shot.
I bid them remember, but all this time I'm the one who had forgotten. A right fool you've made of me, Hermes. And
It's Mr. Question Mark. Who's that guy?
I've been denied a sound rest, forced to watch this clamorous show.
Oh, come now. It's been a gripping tale. Unbreakable bonds and noble sacrifice, sprinkled with moments of levity to counterbalance the pathos. It's got it all.
Bless you, Hitlerdeus.
I, for one, would have been perfectly content to watch enraptured from the stalls. But I won't say no to a bit part.
What are you?
Half-faded souls of the dead. Isn't it painfully obvious? Worry not. We haven't the power to defeat you, nor is it our duty to do so. Not anymore. That being said, we do have a score to settle. So here I am, Vinar. I suppose you needed me to tie it all together, these frayed threads of our history. But knowing you, I suspect there's a joke in it too. Oh yes, I can imagine you gloating over my forgetfulness. Were I feeling charitable, I might assume you had left room for the possibility of this outcome. Even so, you'll get no applause from me. A single gesture will not lighten the burden I've had to bear. Still, you must be commended. Our methods would not have brought mankind this far. And so, as a show of respect to the last of us, I make this declaration. You will not end our journey. That is our answer. The answer of all lives of Aetheris, past and present.
As you've called us to the stage, so shall we perform. And creation magics never fail to please. Drawing upon the hopes of your comrades, we will make for you a new path.
What form said path takes depends on you. So focus. Focus and envision that which rejects the claim that you cannot attain your goal.
Ours is the wisdom to weave the fabric of reality. Ours is the power to create.
Meteion, though I gave you these wings to soar the heavens, I did not teach you how to walk the earth. So loath was I to bind another living being. In the course of your long journey, you will learn from those you meet. Learn to walk and run, and so much more. A flower. Yes. Upon your return, I will gift you a beautiful flower.
These Elpis blooms serve as proof that this realm is not utterly devoid of hope. No more can you deny its power. No more is yours the dominion of despair. In case the practical implications were lost on you, your comrades no longer need fight their fight. So go on. Call them back to your side.
May you ever walk in the light.
How disappointing. Not even a single scar in the making to brag about.
You'll find a way regardless.
Honestly, this is far more than any of us could have hoped for. Let us be thankful.
Indeed. That we thus stand reunited is a gift. Let us not squander it, and see that we all return to Etheris.
Aye. As soon as we've averted the final days.
Good to see you again. Our heroic sacrifice paid off, I take it.
Come, my friends. Let us carry on and finish it. Together.
It's over. Kill voice. Also, hello, Big Daddy. Yeah, I enjoy how this Emexelk sort of goes back.
Hear me.
Goes back to his old voice when he spoke in Shadowbringers.
Within, crying in pain, wailing in sorrow, hurting. End it. Silence it.
The way is open. They can proceed.
So it seems.
You're leaving?
Of course. The encore is finished, and I will not suffer myself to live again by Heideling's magic. But more than that, the future you seek is not the past we loved. That is why we fought, and why I lost. But though you defeated me, my ideals are inviolate, invincible. Spare me your pity. I have no use for it. If you would do something for me, save our star. See this tale to a triumphant conclusion, and with elation in your hearts, bid the final curtain fall. Only then may it rise again, and a new tale begin, with new parts for all to play. Tell me, have you been to the ruins beneath the waters of the Bounty?
MXelk has been reading the patch content.
Or the treasure islands beyond the frozen waters of Blind Frost in Offerd's north? The fabled golden cities of the New World, the sacred sites of the forgotten people of the South Sea Isles.
That's out. Yeah, the authored place you haven't been to yet. The others we have.
The southern continent.
Don't rub it in!
Do you know aught of its present state of affairs?
I want to.
I thought not. Even of your little Eorzea, you know precious little. The true identities of the 12, for instance. All of which is to say, expand your horizons, go forth, and seek discovery. Some of the civilizations in the reflections will surprise you.
Ooh, MXelk's reading other patch content notes.
As the bearer of Azem's crystal, you may consider your duty to see at least that much. I certainly did.
I pray we meet again. If not in this life, then perhaps another. Whensoever it should be, I trust it will be a most joyous reunion.
For you, maybe. I want nothing to do with it.
Oh, don't be that way.
Alright. So I'm way late.
Everybody's here. Yeah, you're over time, but that's understandable.
We're way over time. I hope everybody understands. I hope you enjoyed. So we will be here next week for the end. Walker. Thank you all for coming out. I'll see you later.